Sukare sukar bahir mananamtas Kavali Tadu Pramate Tadiva Sanks Borderana Kasar Shapuli Tata Vimodobuli Tarar para Pata Satrang Samahapar Karar Om Shri Shiva Prapanamazastu Karar Sukhak, one who constantly knows that external tendencies are there, freed from them, becomes a Kevalayan. A yogi who has attained that state of Kavalya, eternal liberation, completely eradicates birth and death due to the destruction of desires. Such a person freed from Rupta Mukuke is the ultimate form of Shiva. This is offered to Lord Sri Shiva. Before delving into the sutra, I told you earlier that I would some information about the mantra. Today is the last day of the camp. Understand something about the mantra. Its use can revolutionize your life. First, as I said yesterday, your purse is layered like an onion. Each layer must be peeled away so that you can discover the hidden core within. The diamond is hidden. You have not lost it. You cannot lose it because that diamond is you. It can be buried. Even a diamond can be buried in the soil. Even diamonds develop layers. They begin to look like stone, but nothing inside is destroyed. You may not realize why diamonds are so valuable. Behind the diamond's value lies man's search for the eternal. In this world, diamonds are the most stable things. Everything changes. Diamonds remain unchanged. They remain unaltered even after years. In this ever-changing world, diamonds symbolize an That's why diamonds are so valuable, otherwise they are stones. Their value is their eternity, their stability. A diamond is your eternal nature. And all your practice is about peeling back those that have accumulated within you. The layers are of clay, so separating them won't be too difficult. The layer on the diamond and of clay, they are on the eternal, on the changeable, so it won't be too difficult. Mantras are the method for digging through these layers. Let me tell you a small incident. A friend of Mullah Saruddin met him after many years. He asked about his family and then asked, "What happened to your daughter?" Nadu replied, "Believe it or not, your daughter is married. And not to an ordinary man, but to a renowned doctor." Friend couldn't believe it. He said, "Sorry, it's hard to believe. And don't feel bad. You know that your daughter wasn't beautiful at all. She was definitely ugly. She had a body like a military tank, so I can't I can't believe she got married. And that too, it's me. How did she trap a doctor? Nasser has said, well, not a good, but maybe not a great doctor, but a doctor. But I'll tell you one thing. The doctor who relieved my headache was the doctor who relieved my headache. And the mantra that removes the head will not exist. The band will not play, the flute will not play. As long as the head exists, the pain will persist. There is a method to remove the head. All your troubles, your head, your thoughts. The chaos of thoughts is contemplation. If thoughts disappear, the head is gone. Then you will remain. But the mind will not remain. The mantra that kills the mind, the mantra that causes the mind to die. And when the mind disappears, the bridge between you and your body breaks. It's your mind that connects you to your body. If the bridge, the connection, were broken, the body would separate you. And one who has realized that they are separate from their body and listen with their mind attains Shivatata, that ultimate Kavalim. Therefore understand the mantra, the definition of which is such that the mind is lost, leaving no trace of the mind. And the method of cutting these layers of the body and the mind requires moving step by step, and patience is necessary. Because mantra requires a lot of patience. Those with excessive impatience in their minds will not benefit from mantras. They can cause harm. Understand this first. Because you are already quite troubled. Mantras will create new problems if you become impatient. I was passing through a station. I saw a toy. The toy seller was shouting that no child could break this toy. It was unbreakable. So I thought I should buy it. It would be useful for Nasruddin's Chaparis, because his wife was always complaining. The toy wouldn't make it home, and the boy would break it. I bought it. It was expensive and strong too. Gave it to Nasruddin's wife first. Both husband and wife were happy that even he would not be able to break it. Neither would we be able to break it. The toy was really strong. After 7 days, I went to their house and asked, and the wife said that there was a big problem. I asked if he broke that toy. The wife said no, he could not break that toy, but with that toy, he broke all the toys. Broke all the mirrors in the house, and now we will have to take some measures for self-defense. He is using the toy as a weapon. You are in a disturbed state as before. Insanity can be broken or increased by a mantra. Similarly, you are full of burdens, and a new mantra has brought another burden. Therefore, an unusual phenomenon occurs daily. Those whom we call ordinary religious people become more troubled than ordinary worldly people. Boss, their worldly problems persist. The religious ones are added to their problems. Acha. The mind continues with all its old activities, and a new one takes on a new one. If the busyness increases, then extreme. Otherwise, don't get into that trouble. Just like medicine needs to be taken in moderation. Don't think that drinking the entire bottle will cure the illness immediately. The patient may die from it. The illness won't die. Take it in moderation. And the dosages of mantras are very homeopathic, very subtle. So great patience is required. That is the first requirement. Don't expect fruit too quickly. It won't come quickly because it is the ultimate fruit. It's not a seasonal flower that you sow and bloom within 15 days. It takes many lifetimes. And the difficult thing to understand is that the more patience you have, the sooner the fruit will come. And the darker it is, the longer it will take. A man was walking down the street. His shoe was hurting him. It was too small. He was cursing the shoe. He was very upset. Nasruddin asked him, "My brother, where did you get such a tight shoe?" The man was already angry. He said, "Where did you get the shoe?" "I plucked it from this bush." Nasruddin said, "My brother, if you had waited a little longer, it would have been the right size for your foot. You plucked it raw." Break a mantra through sap. Otherwise, you will get into trouble. Someone should throw away the shoe. It is very difficult to throw away mantra because the shoe is outside, the mantra is inside. If you accidentally get caught in the mantra, it becomes very difficult to remove it. Many religious people go mad because they got in the mantra too early. They plucked it unripe. The fruit was not. So after it ripened, it would be very sweet. If it was unripe, it would be very hot, very bitter and poisonous. First step is the body. So the first application of the mantra must begin with the body, because that is where you are. That is where the healing. If you leave that test and start treatment with mantra, then the disease will remain with you. It will not go away. You will get raw fruit, not tomorrow, but the day after tomorrow. Keep in mind that the journey can be started from where you are standing. Traveling from somewhere else is a dream. You are a body right now. So the mantra will have to start from the body itself. Understand the method. First, sit quietly for 10 minutes. Before sitting quietly, because sitting quietly is not easy. Dance, jump, dance with all your heart for 5 minutes. So that the restlessness in every fiber of the body goes away, Only then will you be able to sit quietly for 10 minutes. This is the necessary purgation for sitting. 5 minutes, as much as you feel comfortable with that. Depending on your restlessness, dance, jump, sway, and shake your body in all directions so that for 10 minutes your body does not yearn to move. Satisfy its desire for movement. 10 minutes, shake your body, sway, dance. Jump. For 10 minutes, do not move your body. Keep your eyes half open. It would be better not to do the experiment in the open, but in a closed room. A small closed room should be completely empty. There should be no objects there. Therefore, a temple, mosque, or church are very good places where there is nothing, no belongings. Or clear a corner in your house where there is nothing. Do not even keep deities there. That too, make it completely empty. Emptiness is the only God. Everything else is just a play of the mind. Now the mind is so crazy that if you look at people's places of worship, you will understand their madness. Some people hang 150 deities there. He cut out calendars from all over the world and hung them up. He would paste images of whatever gods and goddesses he could find. This is proof of his ingenuity. And before them all, he quickly bowed his head, sprinkled water, etc., and then left, satisfying them all. None of these is satisfied. Satisfying one satisfies all. Satisfying all satisfies none. If one is satisfied. He should keep
the room completely empty. The more empty the better, because this emptiness is the search within. A room should symbolize the void within you. And it should be small, because it is used in mantras, and even emptiness is useful. Keep your eyes half open, because when your eyes are fully open, you are standing at the door. Your back is facing your house, facing the house. You won't turn your back on the world. Sudden change isn't easy. You just need to open half your eyes. Half close to the world and half open to yourself. Half open means you see half the world, half yourself. Start from here, and there's no need to hurry. When your eyes are half open, you'll experience a trance-like state. So keep looking at the tip of your nose. Open your eyes only that far. Don't concentrate. Calmly, the tip of your nose is visible. The tip of your nose is visible. Then begin chanting Om loudly from your body. Because you are in the body, chant Om loudly enough so that it resonates with the walls and the rooms and falls on you. That's why it's necessary to be empty. If it's empty, there will be an echo. The more the echo, the more beneficial it is. So if you've seen the Kathardala Christians, it was built for chanting mantras. If you say anything there, the sound would bounce back to you in thousands of voices. Hindus built temples in a semicircle so that the sound would bounce back after hitting its dome. No sound can escape from a circular object, it would return inside. It was for chanting mantras. So sit down and chant Omkar, Om, Om. Om as loudly as you can, because you have to use your body. Let your entire body become immersed in Om, and it may feel as if you have invested your entire life energy in Om. Nothing is left. As if life and death depend on it. Continue chanting it slowly like a dead person. Half-hearted chants won't solve the problem. As if it depends on it, as it. Pick it out. Like a lion roaring. With your eyes half open and half closed, recite Om loudly. And remember, like someone throwing a stone. Waves rise in a calm lake, sweeping in all directions. When you say Om, you throw a stone. In that quiet emptiness, rays spread throughout the room. The sound bounces back. And you chant Om so quickly that there is overlap. One mantra should follow another. Om, Om, Om. Don't leave space between two Oms. Become sweaty. Use all your strength. Within a few days, you will find the entire room filled with Om. You will find the entire room supporting you. The sound is returning. If you can find a round room, it will be. If you can find a domed room, it will be even easier. There should be absolutely nothing so that the sound completely permeates you. Your body will undergo a bath. And you will find that such coolness is never achieved by a bath of water. Scientists are currently doing a lot of research on this. And they say that if trees are played music of a certain tone, they blossom early, bear fruit early, and grow faster. In both Russia and America, music is being used in fields to accelerate and double the yield, and the results have been successful. An experiment was being conducted in Canada using Ravi Shankar's sitar. Ravi Shankar played the sitar and sowed seeds, various types of seeds, and at a distance from each other. And surprisingly, when the sprouts emerged, all of them were leaning towards Ravi Shankar's sitar. The trees grew, but just as you put your ears close to a deaf person to listen, all the plants put their ears to a sitar, ma'in, and grew twice as fast. The plant that grows in 3 months grows in a month and a half, and the plants become ecstatic. A plant is just a body. Right now it has lost everything. It is completely, but the body also vibrates with the sound. It is agitated. When Omkar starts pouring down on you from all sides, it starts returning. Your sound will, you will find every fiber of your body becoming happy. Disease is falling from every fiber. Peace and health are deepening. You will be surprised to find that many of your body's ailments have disappeared on their own. Because this is a very deep bath, and its reach to great depths is, and there is no sound more amazing than Omkar. Chant Omkar loudly through your body for 10 minutes. Then close your eyes. Stop stubbornness. Let your touch the palate, Tasi. Close your mouth in such a way that it's completely closed. Leave no space. Because now, don't use your tongue. Don't use your lips. The second step is to chant Om within your mind for 10 minutes. Until now, the room was all around you. Your body is all around you. Until now, you were inside the house. Now the body is the house. For the next 10 minutes, chant Om within yourself. Don't use your hands, tongue, or throat out. Just chant Om in your mind, but keep the same speed. Keep the same intensity as when you filled the room with Om. Similarly, fill your body with Om from within. So start repeating Om from your feet to your head. Antit. As you can. Don't leave any space between two Oms because the mind has a rule that it cannot think two thoughts simultaneously. So if you chant Om so loudly that there's not even the slightest gap between the two Oms, no thought will be able to arise. If even a tiny bit of the junction remains, it will create space within that junction. So don't abandon the junction. Pronounce the junction void. Don't even worry about one Om being superimposed on another. Just like a freight train collides one compartment on top of another. Let the Oms overlap one another. Don't leave space in between. And remember not to use your body. That's why I close my eyes. The body is still. Resonate within your mind. The echo will bounce off the body and fall back on the mind, just as it was bouncing off the room and falling back on the body. This purified the body. This will purify the mind. And as the resonance deepens, you will feel your mind dissolve. A deep peace like you've never known. You will begin to savor it. Resonate within yourself for 10 minutes. And after 10 minutes, bend your neck so that your beard touches your chest. You may feel discomfort in your neck for a couple of days. Don't worry about that. It will go away. In the third stage, it will begin to touch your beard. The one whose neck has been cut should have no life left in him. And now you should not even hum Omkar in your mind. Now you should try to listen as if it is already happening. You are only a listener, not a doer, because you will be able to go beyond the mind only when the doer is left behind. Now you should become a witness. Now you should bend your neck and try to hear Omkar. happening. Tanda-tanan do it is Ghalib has a very famous saying. There's a picture in the mirror of the heart, my friend. When you bend your neck, look inside. It is necessary to bend the neck. As soon as the neck is bent, the mirror of the heart appears. And the picture of that, beloved, is there. The reflection is there. But you do not know how to bend your neck. When it comes to bending your neck, you become even more tense. If you are losing God, it is only because of this stubbornness that you are not willing to bow your neck. You are not prepared to surrender. This is a symbol. Hang your neck as if it has been cut, so that you can bow. And as the neck bends, looking within becomes easier. As soon as the neck bends, thoughts become difficult. Now you should try to listen. Until now, you've been chanting the mantra. Now, try to witness it. You'll be amazed to discover a subtle utterance within. It's like Om. Not exactly Om, because it's difficult to put it into words. It's exactly like Om. If you listen quietly, you'll hear it. You've moved away from the body. First mantra disconnected you from the body. The second mantra disconnected you from the mind. Now, the third mantra is used with a witness attitude. And so, there's no mantra more wonderful than Om. There's no mantra more wonderful than Om. Rama, Krishna, Mahavira, or Buddha are dear. Dear, but they can't take you beyond the mind, because their image is their form. Om is formless. And not Krishna, Jesus, your attachment to them is emotion. Love. Arahtu. Attachment. Ana? It can't take you beyond the mind. Om is absolutely meaningless. Om is so unique. It has no meaning. It has no form, no image, no shape. It's not even part of the alphabet. And it's the closest thing to the sound that runs continuously within the nature of your life. Just as waterfalls make a gurgling sound, they don't have to. Their flow itself creates a gurgling sound. Just as the wind makes a rustling sound through trees, it doesn't have to. It happens as it passes and collides with the trees. Similarly, your very being is such that Om resonates within it. It is the sound of your being. The sound of your being. Therefore, Om is not the property of any religion. It belongs to neither Hindus, Jains, Buddhists, Muslims, or Christians. Om is the only mantra that is non-sectarian. All other mantras are sectarian. You might be surprised to know that Jains also use Om. Buddhists also use Om. Christians also use Om. There's a slight difference. They use Amin instead of Om. It is a modification of Om. It is a corrupted form of Om. By the time the news reaches them from this country, Om has become Amin. Because it is related to Thatu. Those who have immersed themselves in the true self have heard this. So for 2 steps you will chant the mantra. In the 3rd step you will listen to the mantra. You will become a shavak, a witness. You will continue doing this up too, because the body and mind are part of duty. And the 3rd step is of witness consciousness. So in the 3rd step you simply listen. The body is cut off, the mind is cut off. The layers of the onion are removed. Now only pure existence remains. That is service. And once you taste it, you will start going faster. Then the taste itself will attract you. Then the taste becomes a magnet. And we naturally move towards what we taste. The difficulty lies where we don't taste it. You don't feel like meditating because you haven't tasted it. Once you get that first taste, there will be no obstacle. Then the mind automatically reaches there. If you get a moment to close your eyes, the images in the mirror of your heart will appear, my friend. When you get a chance somewhere in the market, in a shop, or if you bend your neck, see that taste. Once again, that first step is the difficult one. First step is halfway to the destination. Once you get a taste, the mind is like a pawn. It goes only where the joy is. The mind's natural instinct is to go only where the joy is. You haven't found joy. That's why you struggle so much to push the mind to meditate. Remember God instead of let's go to the market. Why waste time? You could have earned something in His time. Then do it later. What's the hurry? Do it when you have time. Right now it's shop time, office time. The mind takes you to where it has found joy. It's not its fault. Once you get a taste for the inner, you will find it difficult to come out. Now it's difficult to go inside, then it becomes difficult to come out. Sariputra was a disciple of Buddha. He attained the state of supreme mantra. He heard the inner mantra. The day he heard the inner mantra, Buddha said, now you go and teach people Dhamma. He said, now I don't feel like going anywhere. Buddha said, that's why I'm sending you. Because before you were caught outside, that too was a bondage. Now if something gets caught inside, that too is a bondage. Just as there was difficulty in coming in from outside, now there is difficulty in going out. The ultimate siddha is one whose difficulty has vanished. He comes in and out like a gust of wind. There is no obstacle in coming out, nor in going in. Outside is not outside. Now inside is not inside. Both have become one. You come out of your house with the ease as you go in. Similarly, this life is your home. So some are attached to the world, and some are attached to the soul. Both are attachments. The one who no longer has any bondage The first step is to sit quietly. Before becoming quiet, jump on the ground for 10 minutes and throw out all the restlessness from the body, because the body is filled with restlessness. When I say this, I am telling you a scientific thing. The body is filled with restlessness. It's like when you want to slap someone. When you want to slap, your body's energy is drawn into your hand. That's why when a weak person slaps, they do it very hard. You couldn't have expected this person to slap so hard. This is an ordinary hand. Energy is your hand. But you can't slap. There could be 1,000 reasons. Life is complex. The person you're about to slap has some selfish motive. It's necessary to fulfill that motive. You stop the slap. There's no way for the energy to return. This is very modern scientific research, which shows that there's a way for energy to leave the body, but there's no way to bring the energy back in. So the energy that has already entered your hand will remain in your hand if you don't slap. Or it doesn't matter who you slap. Even if you slap in the air, the energy will be released. But the nerves that bring the energy in aren't in the body. It will remain stuck there. And in this way, you trap a lot of energy in different parts of your body every 24 hours. Then when you sit for meditation, all that trapped energy will create obstacles. That's why you say your legs ache and ant is crawling somewhere. You feel something in your waist or your neck itches. All this isn't imaginary. You're not imagining. This is happening because you never sat idle. Your energy was always engaged in something. Now, if you sit idle, wherever the energy is stuck, restlessness will arise. If you tell him to sit quietly, he will sit with his eyes closed. But look at how much trouble he faces just sitting idle. He will press his hands, press his feet, close his eyes, and hold his mouth. Because there's a flow of energy everywhere. His feet want to run. His eyes want to see. His ears want to hear. This is their old habit. It is a blockage of the old flow of energy. That's why I always emphasize that purgation is necessary before every meditation. Purgation will help you. Run, jump, leap for 10 minutes. Throw away all the accumulated energy. Then sit down. Just like calm comes after a storm, after a purgation, the body becomes lighter. It becomes restless. But that is just a prelude. That is not a stage. The real journey begins inside the house, on the stairs, outside the house. 10 minutes of Omkar sound with the body. 10 minutes of Omkar sound with the mind. 10 minutes of Omkar. You don't have to. It is already happening. You just have to listen. That is why I say Ram, Krishna, Buddha will not be as accurate. They will take you to the second stage, but not to the third. Because the sound produced instead of an Om. But sometimes even Ram, someone reaches the third stage. It is like when you travel on a train. The train makes the sound chuck, 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 chuck. You can think about anything in it if you want. If you want to think Allah, 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 gradually you'll begin to feel that it's not a chuck, chuck sighing sound. It's Allah, Allah, Allah. Or Ram, 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 Ram. But it's just chuck, 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 sighing sound. That Om is the pure sound. If you hold on to Ram, you'll hear Ram there too. But that's an imposition. And imposition means the mind is a little alive. We want to know only what is. We want to see only what is. We don't want to impose our mind on it. Don't want to color it. Therefore, the ultimate mantra is Omkar. All the other mantras are small. They can lead to the second one. They will interfere with the third one. There's no need. You practice Om. And like I said, for 3 months, don't worry about the results. Don't think about the results. Just keep doing it. Don't think about whether something is happening or not. Has it happened yet? Don't think about it for 3 months. Set a date to return and think about it on a certain date in 3 months. Whether something has happened or not. Until then, you won't think about the fruit. If you have enough courage. And this courage is like what little children sometimes do. They sow a mango seed. After half an hour, they go back and take it out to see if it has sprouted yet. Then they bury it, saddened by the fact that nothing has happened yet. Then they return an hour later and uproot it again. You see what's up. That it remains buried in darkness, buried in the earth. Even your meditation fails to bear fruit because you repeatedly uproot the seed to see if anything has happened. It never reaches your heart. Before that, you take it out and see. Jesus said, swallow the mantra. Do you believe that your left hand is doing what your right hand is doing? Try to uproot it as a seed. Seed means don't try to uproot it. It has its time. It will sprout in its own time, not because of your haste. Your haste will have the opposite result. It may never sprout. Take this great mantra with you from this meditation camp and practice it. Practice it patiently for 3 months. You will be filled with a sweet nectar, which Kabir called the dumb man's jaggery. And once you taste that, there's no difficulty. then you are fine wherever you are. Whatever you are doing is fine. Then the world, like a dream, life becomes no more than an act. You become a witness. You're witnessing the Shivatva. Now let's take the sutras. Happiness and sorrow are external phenomena. He who has attained Shivatva constantly knows that happiness and sorrow are external phenomena. Happiness also happens outside, sorrow also happens outside. Neither of them reaches within you, but you become troubled by both. You cling to happiness and identify with it, thinking you are happy. You have created sorrow. Now it's not long. This is where sorrow began. Just as you said, I am happy, you sowed the seeds of sorrow. It won't take long now. Soon sorrow will come. Because sorrow means becoming one with the tendencies. Then when sorrow comes, you'll become one with the sorrow. Your problem is that you become one with whatever comes your way. You cease to be the observer. You become hungry. When sorrow comes, you cry. You beat your chest. When happiness comes, you start dancing and jumping. Happiness comes from outside. Sorrow also comes from outside, and there is no way to go within you. Yet you yourself, by connecting with happiness and sorrow, experience them with your own hands. As soon as someone transcends the mind, that they will see that everything happens outside the temple. Nothing comes inside. Happiness and happiness are external tendencies. They constantly know this. The word constantly is important. You also know this sometimes. And often, when you have to explain to others, you know it for sure. If only you were as wise for yourself as you are for others. If only you had applied the same understanding to your own life's journey as you do to advice. What's the reason? Why are you so understanding of others? When someone is suffering, you say, why are you so worried? This whole world goes on. Keep yourself a little separate. And the same suffering will find you. It's a curious thing. The same person you're advising might advise you. Brother, happiness and suffering are external phenomena. So what? What? What's the reason? The reason is that when suffering comes to others, you're a witness. That's why wisdom arises. Suffering is coming to others, but not to you. When you become that observant of your own suffering, then you'll have that self as well. You've just shared your wisdom. Nasruddin went to a psychiatrist and he said, my wife's condition is now dire. You have to do something. The psychiatrist studied his wife for a few weeks and said her brain is completely destroyed. Nasruddin said, I knew that. She used to share it with me every day. She used to give it to me, and eventually everything would be gone. Every day, little by little, she gave me her wisdom. It's gone. You're sharing wisdom with others, but you can't use that wisdom for yourself. Now, when happiness comes into your life again, look at it as if it's come to someone else. You need to stand a little distance and observe. A little distance is needed. Even a little distance becomes a considerable distance. Don't stand too close to yourself. You are your neighbor. Don't stand so close. I asked Nazuddin, the owner of the hotel on the side of the road, says he's a very close relative of yours. Not sure how to say he's wrong. There's a connection, but there's a very distant, long distance. I asked, the distance is enough. Don't stand too close. Keep a little distance. Without distance, perspective is lost. To see anything, a little distance is needed. If you put your eyes on the wings of a flower, what will you see? If you put your head completely in the mirror, you will not see anything. A little distance is needed. All spiritual practices are based on a little distance from yourself. As the distance increases, you will be surprised to see that you were worried for no reason. Events that never happened to you were happening outside you. Just because you were standing close, the reflection fell on you. The shadow fell on you. The tune reached you. You considered that echo as your own and got worried. A house was on fire, and the owner of the house was a man. He was crying and beating his chest. But a man said, "Don't worry," because I know your son sold his house yesterday. He said, what did he say? This boy went out of the village. The joy was lost. The fire in the house is still burning, is growing stronger. In fact, the flames are rising even more. Everything is burning, but now this man has distanced himself from the house. He's no longer the owner. Just then, the boy came running and said, "What's wrong? This house is burning." The deal was done, but the money hasn't been received yet. Who will pay for it? The father started beating his chest. The house is still there, and there's no change in it. The house doesn't know whether there's happiness or sorrow here. I'm a man of my word. It's burnt. I bought it. I'll pay. Then the situation changes. And you stand so close together, that creates difficulty. Create a little distance. When happiness comes, stand a little distance away and watch. When sadness comes, stand a little distance away and watch. And start with happiness. Remember, don't start with sadness. Often when sadness strikes, we try to move away. Then you won't succeed. That's a difficult path. When happiness arises, try to move away. Because everyone wants to get away from sadness. That's a perfectly normal mental attitude. No one wants to get away from happiness. So don't try to get away from sadness, because you've always done that. Okay. Do it enough. You'll have to move in the opposite direction. The journey you've taken has only led you astray. Now you must return. You must do pratikraman. Mahavira calls this pratikraman. Patanjali calls it pratyahara. You must return. Returning back to the source. Take a few steps back. When happiness comes, stand a little away and watch. Don't pound. Just know that it has come. It too will pass. Nothing stops. It's like a wave of wind. It comes and goes. You may not even realize it's gone. Stand a little away and watch with a witnessing attitude. What will happen? What is the fear? Why don't we observe happiness with a witnessing attitude? The reason behind not observing with a witnessing attitude is that if we observe happiness with a witnessing attitude, happiness will cease to be happiness, will cease to be happiness. That happiness was only as close as you were. The more you forgot, the more happiness there was. The more you remembered, the more nothing would remain. That's why no one wants to witness happiness. But that's where the journey begins. When happiness comes, observe it with a witness attitude. As soon as you watch, you'll find that happiness is gone. You're left. And if you succeed in happiness, then you'll succeed in sorrow. The key is in your hand. Then sorrow comes, stand at a distance and watch. And you can stand further away, because the body and you are far apart. There can't be a greater distance between two things than this. What greater distance can there be than the distance between consciousness and matter? Even the moon and stars aren't as far apart as you are from your body. No. One is inanimate, one is animate. One is made of clay in clay. One is made of consciousness in the heart. There's a huge gap. You can't find more opposite ends than this. Start with happiness and take it to sadness. Remember only one thing: you are outside. Sukaka, well, these are tendencies. You will have to practice this, but it will become hollow again and again. Cannot become enough. It will only become continuous when you become stable in your soul, when the mantra is successful, when the mind is cut off. But until then, practice sadhana for as long as you can. This will clear the path. It may not sow the seeds, but it will clear the ground. At least when you sow the seeds, you will find the ground prepared. It will be lost again and again, cannot remain continuous. If you lose consciousness, happiness will take over, sadness will take over. Sukhaka, those are tendencies. The yogi who has attained Shivatva knows this to be continuous. Sustainable means not being interrupted for even a single moment. Only that which is your nature can be continuous. That which is not your nature cannot be continuous. How long can you remain angry? Buddhism went to China. The emperor of China said to him, I feel great anger in my heart. What should I do? So Buddhism said, if you have to get angry, how long can you last? He said, how long? Is this even a question? A maximum of half an hour. Buddhism said what can be done for half an hour is not your nature. You can do it for 24 hours. You can do it continuously. The emperor said, quote, we are getting frustrated with doing it for an hour or two, and we haven't even come to ask how to do it continuously. Buddhism said, I am saying this because what you can do continuously is your nature. Why are you getting frustrated with this? What can you do continuously? Think about it a little. You can't even remain happy continuously. This will seem very difficult for you to understand. But I tell you, you can't remain happy continuously. Think for a while, how long can you remain happy? Whatever happens, happiness begins to fade after a short while. You start to feel sad. If nothing happens, you will grow bored with happiness itself. You may have a palace, good food, a wife, everything. There should be no sorrow, no dilemma, no obstacle. What will you do? How long will you remain happy? In a moment or two, you'll be up. You want to change your taste. It often happens that even the most beautiful wife falls in love with an ordinary maid. Others are astonished, as witnesses, wondering, what's happening? Such a beautiful woman is hard to find. What happened to this man leaving for a filthy maid? His tastes are changing. He's bored. Even beauty bores him. How long can you keep looking at a beautiful woman? After a while, you'll start banging your head. How many times can you listen to even the best song? Your head will start spinning. You'll say, stop it now. If the song continues, it'll become hell. The mind can't tolerate anything continuously. It can't even tolerate happiness. Therefore, whenever there's happiness, the mind immediately creates sadness. That changes the taste. Then you become ready to endure happiness. You can't even sit still for a while. The mind will quickly create unrest. Otherwise, even peace becomes boring. Burton Russell wrote, I would rather not attain salvation. Because I've heard that in moksha, people are sitting on the Siddhashila for eternity. There's nothing to do there because doing means the world. What would Mahavir Swami? How many days have you been sitting? Sit, Sheila. Now there's no end to it. And there's no work. Newspapers aren't even printed there so you can sit and read them. No news happens there. Because news happens in the wrong places. Well, that happens in hell even more than here. You have to publish at least 10 to 12 editions of the newspaper a day because things keep happening there. Fighting and fighting keep happening. Nothing is happening in heaven. Everyone sits on their own Siddha Shila. Button Russell wrote that this frightens the mind so much that it feels like hell is better than this. The mind is right. Button Russell doesn't know that no one attains salvation as long as the mind exists. The mind is left here seeking change. Only those who have no mind attain salvation. Only those who are constantly in salvation attain salvation. What can you endure constantly within you? You can't endure happiness continuously because that too arouses excitement. Nor can you endure sadness continuously because that too arouses excitement. You can only be calm continuously because that's not a state of excitement. It's right in the middle of both and beyond both. I was a guest at Mullah Nasruddin's house. Then after a while he started eating with his right. I was a little surprised. Then I saw he started again with his left hand. Nasruddin said, "I've told you 1,000 times, boy. Eat with your right hand. Don't eat with your left." So what difference does it make? The mouth is exactly in the middle of both. The journey has to be equal. The mouth is exactly in the middle. Finding between happiness and sorrow. Exactly in the middle is balance. It is right. There is neither this extreme nor that extreme, like a balance. That point in the middle is the only thing you can be. Put weight on this one, and you will get tired after a while. You have to put weight on the other side. People carry the beer to the cremation ground, carrying it on their shoulders. On the way, they change shoulders. If one shoulder starts hurting, they shift to the other. The weight doesn't reduce, but changing the shoulder provides relief. After a while, the shoulder starts hurting, and they shift it to the other. The shoulders are yours, And the sense of doership is your beer, which you keep changing. Sometimes you associate it with happiness, sometimes with sadness. Stay in the middle, and then you will be able. Buddhahood can last forever because it is a state of peace. There is joy there, but that joy is not like the intense rays of the sun. It is like the calm rays of the moon. There is joy there, but not like a burning fire. Like a calm light. There is no restlessness. Have you noticed that happy people often die of heart failure? Sometimes it becomes very difficult. If you suddenly win a lottery, if you don't, it's a problem. If you win a lottery, you're gone. I heard that a man won a lottery worth €1 lakh. His wife got the news. The wife got very scared because she knows her husband that if he gets even 10 paise, he will have a heart attack. 1 lakh. The husband was... And she ran to the neighborhood. She caught hold of a temple priest because she considered him knowledgeable. She said, "Brother, please help me. Let us collect something before the husband comes home. I have won a lottery of 1 lakh. He said, "Don't worry. We will explain it properly. We will have to work in small amounts. If it doesn't come, I will come." The priest went and sat down. When the husband came, the priest thought the 10 lakh would be too much. Let us start with 1 lakh. It will be better to hit him slowly. So he said, "Listen, my lord, 1 short lakh with a stick." That man said, "Really? If I got 1 lakh, then 500 would be a donation to your temple." That priest, then he got a heart attack. He never imagined that Happiness kills. Sorrow kills and happiness kills. Because there's excitement in both. And where there's excitement, things fall apart. Only your unexcited nature can remain constant. Only that which is always within you without any cultivation can remain constant. Only that which you cannot abandon can remain constant. Therefore, the search for all religion is the search for nature. The search for nature is religion. Because it is eternal. You will never grow bored with it. There is no way to separate from it. There is no way to stand beyond it and look at it. You will grow bored with whatever you can look at from a distance. That is not your future. When the mantra kills the mind, when the mind commits suicide through the mantra, then that continuous spring will begin to flow within you. And as soon as this continuous spring is born and freed from pleasant external impulses, he becomes a cavalier. Then he is alone, immersed in a solitary trance. Now he needs nothing. Now all desire has died, because happiness is outside and sorrow is outside. Now he neither desires happiness nor seeks to escape from sorrow. He has lost connection with what is outside. Now he is stable within himself. And constantly blissful within, so there is no question of desire. Now he constantly immerses himself in his consciousness. His Satchidananda continues uninterrupted. His breath permeates every particle of his being. And freed from them, he becomes a Kevalan. In that Keval state, the desires of the yogi, attained by the emptiness of birth and death, are completely destroyed. Then there is no birth and no death. Birth and death are the journey of happiness. Happiness can only be found in the body. So we have to take a body. We accept the body that suits our desires. Then the desire for happiness remains even at the moment of death. We die, but the desire for happiness remains. That desire becomes the seed of a new birth. What does a tree do when it begins to die? Before dying, a tree gathers all its life energy and stores it in its center. Agalabo. The seed is the tree's desire to live on. And the seed is a remarkable phenomenon because although the tree is so large, it places its essence in the center of the tree and sends that seed on its journey. This tree will die. This body will fall, but it has made arrangements for a new body. And so you see a tree is born from a single seed, but before dying, a tree leaves behind it. Because there's no guarantee that a seed will reach the right soil. If it falls on a stone, it won't find water. An animal may eat it, or someone may trample it. A tree cannot take such a risk. Farmer will face the risk of survival or death. Therefore, he produces millions of seeds, and through thousands of methods sends them to a place where they find suitable soil. Look at the Simar flower. One of the special qualities of the Simar tree is that no plant can grow beneath it. Therefore, the Simar tree envelops its seed in cotton, so that no seed can fall down. Because if it falls, it will die. Don't think that cotton uses the Simar to fill your mattresses and pillows. Cotton uses the Simar to give wings to its seed so that they can be carried away by the wind. It makes sure that it doesn't fall down. It can't fall anywhere. It can't fall here because no Simar tree can grow below it. The Simar sucks up all the water. It's difficult to grow under a big tree. That's why all trees devise their own tricks. Don't think of them as easy. They're all quite skilled and cunning. Don't think of them as simple. No one in this world can be simple. Simple means salvation. Here, one can only be crooked. Being crooked is a condition for existence here. That is the qualification here. So if you study trees, you'll be amazed at the tricks trees devise. They attract butterflies with the help of butterflies. The butterflies must be thinking that perhaps this sweet nectar flowing in the tree for them is merely a humiliation. The tree is selling its seeds to their feet and wings. The tree will use 1,000 tricks to escape. And when the tree uses so many tricks, how many more do you not use? There is no end to your cunning. If a man uses all his sperm cells, he can produce the entire population of the earth. An ordinary man, whether celibate or adulterous, has sex at least 4,000 times in his life. In one intercourse, some 100 million bacteria are implanted. Osho, implantation. If all his seeds are successful, which may happen someday, until now it was not possible because of limitations of a woman's capacity. It will take 9 months for one seed to mature, and a woman can produce at most 12, 15, or at most 24 children. Therefore, there is a limit. That is why emperors used to keep thousands of queens, so that this limit could be broken. But now, with the help of scientific methods, it has become possible we can inject them. There is a lot of possibility for this, because when scientists give suggestions, no matter how dangerous their suggestions are, they get accepted within a short time. Because they say that not all people should have the right to have children. Use the seeds of a man like Einstein, who has such talent. When you show so much skill in gardening that you choose seeds, then why not choose seeds for the gardening of a man? God sees and finds the best seeds, not everything that is worthless. Sooner or later, everyone in the world will lose the right to have children. The seeds of a few people determined by scientists based on health, intelligence, talent, or age will be used, and packets of them will be available. You can bring them. Then a single person can produce enough seeds to fill the entire earth. This is also a lifelong desire. You will be surprised. You may not have read this anywhere, because it has not been written anywhere before, that as soon as a person transcends happiness and sorrow, becomes equivalent, the production of semen within him stops. Only the one who has stopped generating virya within him can attain true celibacy. But that can only happen when the production of virya has stopped. As long as the desire for birth is lost, the desire to survive in any form remains. If this body is lost, it doesn't matter. I may live in another body, but I will survive. As long as life exists, bodies continue to produce. Body will live, and your soul, consumed by desire, will continue to seek a new womb. You will wander as long as you consider yourself one with both pleasure and pain. Until then, you will strive to avoid pain, to have happiness, to journey toward more pleasure and to seek more pleasure. Your dreams will take you to new lives. The yogi who has attained that state of nothingness desires the complete annihilation of birth and death. He is not born, and he who is not born has no reason to die. If you are born, you will die. Death is the other side of birth. It is birth on one side and death on the other. You are born and you will die. But whoever wants to be free from death must be free from birth. Everyone wants to be free from death, but no one wants to be free from birth. This is our difficulty. Everyone wants to be free from pain, but no one wants to be free from happiness. The day you want to be free from happiness, that day a revolution occurs in your life. That day you become religious. Maulana Nasruddin went on a sea voyage for the first time. He boarded. Became very ill, vomiting and dizzy. One morning, he became so frightened. The storm was raging and the ship was tossing and turning that he told his wife, "Listen, I have left all my property in your name, and my will is in the bank. All the accounts are there, buried on the other shore. I may die because dead or alive, I cannot make this journey again. Dead or alive, I cannot make this journey. Bury me there, and you take care of everything else in the bank." The day you begin to see life, the entire journey, so futile that you will never want to return under any circumstances, dead or alive. That is the day your life will undergo a revolution. Even now, if you become interested in religion, it is only in the pursuit of happiness. That is why you never find religion. Your interest in religion will be genuine only when you are unwilling to embark on this journey of life under any circumstances. You have seen everything and found it all futile. You have seen happiness and found that it too is filled with pain. And you have seen sorrow and found that it too is filled with pain. Sorrow is sorrow. Here happiness is also sorrow. Whatever seems sweet here is also poison. The declaration of nectar is also a way to hide the poison within itself. The day you realize that everything is meaningless, everything is external, and everything is meaningless, that very day religion will be born in your life. Remember to assert clearly in your mind that you are interested in religion for happiness. Otherwise, you are not interested at all. The interest in religion is true only when you are eager for peace and not for happiness. Happiness is also useless. Sorrow is also useless. Now you want to get rid of both. The desire of a yogi who has attained that state of Keval because of Sunita, now he has no desire. Now he does not want to go on any journey. The journey itself has become useless. Birth and death are completely destroyed. Such a person liberated from Bhut-Kanchuki becomes the form of Supreme Shiva. He is Brahma. He is the Supreme Being. Such a Bhut-Kanchuki, this word is very lovely. Bhut-Kanchuki means the 5 elements from which the body is made. They became like clothes for him. Bhut-Kanchuk. For whom the body and mind, because both are made of 5 elements. The body composed of the gross 5 elements, and the mind composed of the subtle 5 elements, are both subtle and gross forms of the same thing. When both become like garments, and recognize the self hidden within, the one who has fully opened the onion, who has realized the inner being and the nothingness within, such a liberated being becomes God himself. In this country, we do not believe in a single God, that there is a single God sitting in the sky, burning everyone. For Dasajiya. No, we believe that all life's journeys culminate in God. Yeah. Here everyone blossoms and becomes God. God is not a state. It is everyone's future. Understand this a little deeper. There are other religions in the world that originated outside India. Christianity, Judaism, and Islam. The three major religions originated outside India. Three major religions originated in India. Hinduism. There's a fundamental difference between these two. And that fundamental difference is that Judaism, Christianity, and Islam look back to God. Like the primordial cause, He created the universe. We see God as the future, as the final fruit. This makes a huge difference. God is not the past, not the future. God is not a seed, He is a flower. That's why we have placed Buddhas on a flower. A lotus flower with 1,000 petals that have blossomed. If God is behind you, He created the world and He is one, then the world would be a kind of dictatorship. And salvation cannot happen in this world. Because what freedom is there when you are created? What freedom does a created thing have? The day the Creator wants to destroy you, He will destroy you. If He can create you, what will stop Him from destroying you? Then you are toys, puppets, and your soul and freedom have no meaning. That's why we don't see God as the Creator. We see God as the final outcome. He is your final evolution. So God is not the first stage of evolution, but the final peak. He is Gauri Shankar. He is Kailash. He is the final peak where all consciousnesses will ultimately reach. This is where everyone is journeying, and eventually everyone will reach there. You are becoming God every day. So God is not a single event that happened. God is a flow that happens every moment. God is happening every moment. He is growing within you. You are the womb of God. Therefore, the Shiva Sutra is complete. All scriptures are fulfilled on this final point. They begin with you and end with God. The first stage, as you are now, the final stage, as you will ultimately become. You like a seed. Your wanderings, like a tree, when you blossom into your totality, that is, your culmination, your fulfillment, your own work, all complete. When a flower blooms, the tree's life is complete. In its blooming, the tree attains its full fragrance. What the tree was born for has happened. With the blooming of the flower, the tree is filled with a dance. Its purpose was not wasted. It became meaningful. It bore fruit, fragrance, and beauty. And when a tree is so delighted by the blooming of a flower, it will last only for a shade and then fall. The flower that has just bloomed will wither before dusk. How much joy there is when someone becomes Mahavira. When a flower blooms, when someone becomes Gautam Siddhartha Buddha, when a flower blooms. And such a flower, which will never fade, that flower is what we call Shivatva, that is the Supreme Being. The mantra, what is used for? Use the mantra so that what you are breaks down, scatters on the ground, and what you can be sprouts. No. You are walking with the divine hidden within you. Walk carefully, walk cautiously. Just as a pregnant woman walks cautiously, so does a seeker walk cautiously. Because it is not just a question of your life, the entire existence has staked its bet within you. The entire existence is eager to blossom within you. The responsibility is enormous. Take each step very carefully, cautiously, consciously, because the divine is to be born from you.